Susan, thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we are going to do a video that I am pretty excited about because I had a pretty good reading month in February. Today we're going to do my February wrap-up, all the books I read in February. I read 6 books last month, which is pretty good, especially considering that February is a shorter month. I was happy with that. A lot of them were audiobook reads, and then I think I had 2 physical reads, 1 ebook and then 1 actual book. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's jump into it. The first book I want to talk about is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. This is my first Lucy Foley book, I do believe. No, my second one. I think The Guest List is also by Lucy Foley. I had this conundrum last time where I talked about thrillers. Give me 1 second. Yes, okay, so this is my second book by Lucy Foley. I read The Guest List. I read this one. Kind of similar vibes. I feel like she definitely likes like an impactful twist at the end. Let me just say that. Overall, this story follows a group of friends. They met in college, I think at Oxford maybe. And every year on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, whatever, they get together and have like a party, a reunion type thing, just with this group of friends. They were close in college. They kind of want to keep up with each other, make sure they keep their relationships, their connections, and so every year they get together. Each year someone new plans the get-together, getaway, party type thing, and this year the person who has planned the party has chosen kind of a secluded resort type thing. I think it's in Scotland maybe, but out in kind of like the mountains of Scotland where it's snowy and hard to get to. Just had a cough fit. I have been sick. I'm very congested. You can probably hear it. I'm sorry. Moving on. This time, it's kind of like The Guest List. In this book, we follow a bunch of different perspectives, multiple point of views, and it jumps between the present and the past. So in the present, someone is dead. We don't know exactly what happened to them. We don't know who it is. We don't know who did it. And so you kind of get jumps between the past and the present, and the past is kind of the explanation leading up to the present and to who it is, what happened, that type of thing. Overall, I like this writing style. I think it's interesting, and I will say that I didn't really expect the twist, I guess. I didn't expect the ending for this story, so it was good in that aspect. I had my predictions. They weren't correct. The one thing that I still recommend this book. Let me just preface with that. I still recommend this book, but I do think the ending felt just a little rushed. It's kind of like you figure out who it was, you figure out who did it, and then you get like one little like wrap up and that's it. I don't know. I felt like I didn't get enough at the end, but it was still good overall. I do recommend it. I listened to it on audiobook, on script maybe. Yeah, fast-paced, engaging. Thought it was good. Next up, I have a series that I'm just going to lump together because I read a trilogy. I don't know, you'll see. I read the Amish Mail Order Bride series by Kathleen Fuller. The first one is A Double Dose of Love. The second one is Matched and Married. And the third one is Love in Plain Sight. Hey, buddy. You want to talk to the camera for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so bright. There you go. You show it your Buzz? Whoa. In socks? Alright. Bye, Buzz.
Bye.
Anyways, sorry. Kid cameo. Amish Mail Order Bride series. It's sad to say that I don't remember exactly like the characters and the plot for each one of these, but as a whole, they're sweet. Premise of the whole series, the whole trilogy, whatever you want to call it, there's a Amish community that has a lot of young single men that have not been married yet, and so someone places an ad in the papers like across the country, and it's not really revealed who this person is until much later, but someone places an ad saying that this Amish community has kind of a plethora of young available men who are seeking wives. Not necessarily the case. The men in the community themselves are not really like itching to get married or anything like that. But so all of these young Amish women who want husbands come to the community and kind of vie for all of the guys' attention. Funny concept. There are deeper undertones throughout the series. There's an overarching plot that starts in the first book and continues on until the third. That's not really like the main story plot, but it's it's hand in hand with the main story plots of all three. So all three books follow their own sets of couples, and this is kind of a side plot happening in the background, but you get that story across all three books, if that makes sense. Overall, I liked it. I really liked Kathleen Fuller's writing style. I would like to listen to more books from her. I did listen to these on audiobook. I can't remember if I already said that on Scribd. So yeah, I got my Amish fix in for the month. I'm currently trying to find another one. I keep starting some. I mean, this doesn't really have anything to do with my recent reads for February, but currently I keep starting some, and then I'm just not feeling the ones that I'm reading, and I'm trying to find a good one that catches my attention, but we'll see. Next up, I have a great one for you. If you follow me over on Instagram, I did a post dedicated to it. I have The Match by Sarah Adams. Love Sarah Adams. If you're not new to my channel, you know that. I love her. She's one of my favorite rom-com authors. She is fantastic. She's funny. She's engaging. I never really find myself bored in her books at all. My interest is held the entire time. This one, our main characters are Evie and Jake. I think his name is Jake. Jake is a single dad. His wife kind of left him and his daughter. His daughter's name is Sam, and she's a little older. She's like 10, 12, maybe, something like that. And she's recently been diagnosed with epilepsy. And our main character, Evie, also has epilepsy. So Sam really wants a service dog. She wants to have support throughout this new and scary transition in her life. And so she finds Evie's company. Evie works for not a therapy dog, but like a support dog company. She helps train support dogs and helps them match with different owners and stuff like that. And she herself has a support dog from this company. That's how she came to work for the company. But Sam reaches out to her company, sets up a meeting between Evie and Jake, and Jake has no idea about this. So Evie convinces her dad to take her to like an ice cream parlor or something like that. And so when Evie shows up for this meeting thinking she's meeting with Jake, Jake has no idea who she is, has no idea why she's there. And the two kind of get off to a rocky start. He kind of is not very nice, kind of rude to her, saying that he doesn't want, her dogs. He thinks she's like a pushy salesman because they are so expensive. They don't get off to a great start. But eventually he does give in. He contacts Evie, says, hey, we would like some extra support. And the story kind of goes from there. Excellent. I love this. I think she does a great job at creating familial, I always struggle with that word, but creating family-based relationships along with the romance. So by the end of this story, I'm invested in them as a family. I'm invested in Evie and her found family. Her blood family is kind of trash a little bit. And so she has some found family as well. And I think Sarah Adams did a great job at developing those side relationships just as well as the romantic relationship. It was fantastic. Definitely recommend, especially if you like Sarah Adams. Last book I want to talk about is Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Weiss. I don't know. I'm sorry. I recently did a reading vlog on this. If you were interested in some more in-depth thoughts, it's spoiler free, by the way, so you can go check that out if you want to. Basically, in this one, we have some great representation. We have autism rep, we have anxiety rep. Our two main characters, Beatrice and James, or Bea and Jamie, as they are called in the books, are kind of forced together from loved ones. And the two of them don't want to be together. They have a meet disaster. It's not a meet cute. It does not go well. And so they're kind of averted to each other when they first meet, enemies to lovers. But since the people in their lives are trying to force them together, they decide to fake date, and then they plan to later break up to kind of show these people, hey, stay out of our love lives, let us take care of ourselves. So kind of enemies to lovers, fake dating trope, good representation, multiple point of view. We get both of theirs, which I loved. One of the greatest things about this book, I think, is the way that the author distinguishes between the two voices. Beatrice is very open and outspoken and a little eccentric, and I think that comes through in her chapters, whereas James is very reserved and formal. He had a formal boarding school type upbringing, so his diction is more formal, whereas Bea's is more casual. I think it's great. I think she did really well at differentiating between the two voices in this book. Overall, it was sweet. I found myself wanting to read this one which is always a good sign when you actually like kind of think about it whenever you're not reading about it or reading it. And there is another one coming out, which I do want to read as well. So I like this one. I haven't really seen many people not like this one. So if we're doing like a hooked or book type thing, I would say hooked, and I would say you would like it. Overall, I would say it's worth your time. There is spice in here. There is one or two more explicit scenes, so something to keep in mind. As someone who usually does not care about that kind of stuff, I just always like to mention it. But there are people out there who look for that. So if you're looking for that, this has it. So there we go. Those are all the books that I read in February. Like I say, I had a pretty good reading month. I was pretty happy with not only how much I read, but the choices that I read. I pretty much liked everything that I read in February, which is always great. March, not off to such a great start. We are March 6th right now, and I have not finished a book yet. Not even close, actually. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise though, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were. You guys are awesome. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so blessed to have you. And we will meet back here next time. See ya!